We all want to give our kids a better financial life than we have. Like, no good parent wants to see their children struggle financially. And this is especially true if you come from an underrepresented community where there was a lack of financial resources and even financial education. We want to build generational wealth. So in this video, I'm going to share exactly how you can build generational wealth for your family. Now, I'm going to tell you that step number 5 is probably going to be the most important step of them all. So you want to make sure you stay until the end to hear exactly what that is. Now, before I jump into these steps, let's define what generational wealth actually is. Now, if you were to Google generational wealth, you would come up with a definition, something like passing down financial assets from one generation to the next. But I don't think that's a holistic view of what building generational wealth actually is. In addition to passing down those financial assets, I believe that generational wealth is actually keeping the wealth within your family. So with that definition in mind, let's hop into exactly how you can create generational wealth for you and your family. Now, the first step in building generational wealth is to become financially stable. We've all heard the saying, make sure you secure your oxygen mask before you help someone else. It is impossible to build generational wealth if you yourself do not have financial stability or wealth. So the first step is to become financially stable. And this means living within your means, saving, paying off debt, and making sure you have a consistent source of income. You cannot pass down wealth that you don't have. So it begins with making sure that you are secure with your finances and your financial situation first. Now, of course, this channel has a ton of resources to help you do that. So in addition to subscribing, I would recommend that you check out my book, Dump Debt and Build Bank, which is going to guide you through the process of becoming financially stable and ultimately building wealth. Now, the link to check that ebook out is below this video. Now, as much as we like to believe that wealth is all about money, it is more about living a full life, and being in good health is a part of that. At the end of the day, if your health is bad, not only will you not have the energy to even build wealth, but you won't even be around to pass it down. Bad health takes away your energy and time to be able to do revenue or wealth building activities, not to mention the medical bills that are amassed from having bad health, constantly having to go to the doctor, in and out of the hospital. Eliminates your ability to put money into wealth building vehicles like investing or even starting a business. So it is important and imperative that health is a part of your generational wealth building plan. At the end of the day, we want to pass down wealth, not bad health habits and medical bills. So if you want your family to experience generational wealth, start by taking care of yourself. Now, once you become financially stable and your health is in order, the next order of business is to start investing. Investing is a tool of the wealthy. Now, there are many ways that you can invest. You can invest in securities like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, or you can even invest in real estate. It doesn't matter what the vehicle is, as long as you find something that you're comfortable with doing and you stick to it. Because at the end of the day, investing is a long-term play that will pay dividends. No pun intended. Now, the reality is you can only work so much for money. That means you can only trade so much time and your job will only get you so far. So investing allows your money to work for you so you're able to build wealth without having to work so hard. Now, wouldn't it be a shame if you did all of these things to start building wealth only to lose it all? That's why the next step is very important, and that is to protect your assets. So this basically means that you have the proper legal and financial structures in place to ensure that what you built isn't easily taken. So protecting your assets means that you have like the proper insurance in place to cover any potential loss to your assets. So that means having home insurance, that means having car insurance, that means having health insurance, life insurance. You get the point. You want to be covered, but not just having coverage, but having the right level of coverage for the amount of assets and wealth that you have already generated. But this isn't just about having the proper insurance and coverage. It also means diversifying your portfolio so that you don't have all of your eggs in one basket. So you don't want to just be investing in real estate or just investing in stocks or just having one source of income through your job. You want to diversify your means of building wealth so that it's something like, hey, a recession or if a housing crash happens again, all of your wealth isn't tied up in that and you don't lose it all. So basically, you need to put your money in different places so that your risk is minimized. A good idea would be to consult with a financial advisor who can help you come up with a plan to diversify your portfolio that makes sense for your financial goals. Now, the only thing worse to losing your wealth to a unexpected event is actually losing it to the government. So the last thing that you want to do is leave this earth and you leave your assets to the government to decide who it gets distributed to. So you want to make sure you have legal documentation in place that explains exactly who's going to get it, when they're going to get it, how they're going to get it, and where they're going to get it. And the means to do that is through an estate plan and a will. Now, I know a lot of people don't want to talk about this, but when it comes to generational wealth, remember our definition was making sure that the wealth stayed within your family. So the way to do that is making sure that you have legal documents outlining how that's going to happen after you're long gone. At the end of the day, nothing needs to be left up to chance or for a stranger to determine how your wealth is going to be distributed. Now, the best way to do this is to actually sit down with an attorney to have them draft out these legal documents. However, if you want a less expensive alternative, I will leave a link for a blog post that outlines exactly how you can create a will and estate plan on your own. Now, if you fail to do this final step, then throw it all in the trash. Like, everything that you've done is for nothing. So the most important step of all of these, after you become financially stable, after you started investing and building wealth, taking care of yourself, you have all these protections in place, you must teach your children about money. You have to pass down financial literacy and education. There was an article written by NASDAQ, the stock market people, and they cited that 70% of millionaires lose their wealth within the second generation and 90% lose it within the third generation. And the reason behind it was because their generations did not know about money. They didn't talk about money. And then they also did not value money. So if you want to pass down generational wealth and do that last component of actually keeping the wealth in your family, you have to teach your children about money. You have to teach them financial education. You have to teach them how to manage money, how to save, how to not be in debt, how to invest, how to build businesses, how to do all the things necessary in order for them to be able to build wealth and keep that wealth in your family. The worst thing that you can do is pass down money without passing down the knowledge in order to maintain it. Ultimately, it can't just stop with you. You need to be passing down the financial education that you're learning as much as you would pass down that guarded family recipe that's been in the family for decades. This is how you need to approach financial education with your children to ensure that the work that you're doing now is sustained throughout the generations to come. So here's my question for you. Are you ready to build generational wealth? If you are, and if you made it this far in the video, I want you to give it a thumbs up and comment, I'm ready. I'm a generational wealth builder. And as always, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe and sit tight because you're going to want to watch this next video that's giving you more tips on how to build generational wealth.